Hello, I'm Andrea Pauls Backman, CEO of the Les Turner ALS Foundation. I'd like to welcome you to this year's Celebration of Life program. We're very happy you can join us. This past year has presented so many challenges for all of us, and I have no doubt the wave of emotions at times has truly been overwhelming. For those of you who have lost loved ones, you may have not been able to have a normal ceremony to honor them surrounded by your family and friends. We hope that today's celebration of life helps to bring some closure for all of you. While COVID-19 restrictions are easing and we begin to return to a more normal way of life, it's so important that we continue to provide each other with support and encouragement during these times of transition. At the Les Turner ALS Foundation, our mission is to support you and your family members every step of the way, just as my family was supported before we lost my mother, Sally, to ALS more than 10 years ago. As we remember our lost loved ones today, I'm both grateful and sad to have shared this journey with you. Please know that all of us at the Foundation are here for you today, tomorrow, and always. At this time, I'd like to turn the program over to Dr. Lidsky, who's been a great friend to the Les Turner ALS Foundation as a volunteer and a longtime facilitator of our support groups. Anne developed this beautiful service not only to commemorate the thousands of people we've worked with over the years, but also in memory of her own mother, who passed from ALS. Thank you, Anne, for being with us here today and for your expertise and compassion that you show to everyone living with ALS.
Thank you so much, Andrea. It is an honor to be with all of you. I'd like to share a thought with you as we begin this honoring celebration of the ones we have loved for so long. In moments of strong emotions, and particularly in a virtual setting, it is natural and easy for our minds to sometimes wander. So I suggest that we all consciously, with intention, stay 100% with this moment and let the words reach you. My mom, Lil Ruda, ended her battle with ALS in 1965 at the age of 52. It was at a time where there was no organized support system. There was no Les Turner ALS Foundation. There was no clinic at Northwestern. No guidance for adaptive equipment. Nothing. Family members were on their own, struggling to navigate their way through this most complicated experience. It was a very lonely time. Today, it is different. There is the Les Turner ALS Foundation and Northwestern Clinic, and doctors and staff and researchers who are dedicating their lives to add quality to each day and finding a cause and cure for every ALS pal and loving family members. In some way, we are all family. Although every case is different, each of us knows at the core of our being the heartbreak and frustration of the dedicated, loving caregivers, all of you who are with us in this virtual setting. Each of us, in our own way, have experienced fear, anger, lack of patience, and subsequent guilt as we travel down this long, hard road that this devastating disease set before us. On any given day, we might cry, why? Why God? Why my mom or your dad, a loving husband or wife, a sibling, a child, a grandparent, a friend, a loved one so good at heart and so gentle in nature? Why is that anyone should suffer so? And most of us continue to struggle still today for an answer. But with the fear and the fatigue, we also found laughter, an incredible sense of humor and spirit, bewildering to many, but not to us who fought so hard to give quality to the life of our loved ones. So we remained consciously aware of our limited time together. We tried hard to say I love you more often. and affirmed their impact on our lives. We kiss their faces and gently caress their hands, their cheeks, their hair. We knew that anyone could suddenly lose a loved one to an accident or a sudden death, never having enough time to say everything in one's heart. So we tried hard under the most difficult circumstances to fill their last months with love and gentle caregiving. We pay tribute to all of you who did your very best to bring sunshine into a world that was so often challenging. We also have come to understand that grief is a great teacher when it sends us back to bless the ones around us. We have learned how to comfort others who, like ourselves, have been bowed in sorrow. In a very profound way, those we have lost are with us, moving us to live as in their higher moments they themselves wish to live. We will always remember them. They live in our hearts. We see them with the eye of memory, their faults forgiven, their virtues grown larger. We remember them with gratitude. We have faith that their souls endure in a peaceful place, free of suffering. We pay our best tribute to our loved ones when we live our lives more fully. We are so glad you are all with us here on screen, lending emotional and spiritual support to one another. You have paid tribute to those you've lost by joining us at this celebration of life. May the beauty of their lives shine forevermore, and may our lives always bring honor to their memory. As they would want, may we go from strength to renewed strength, and thank you again for being with us today.
Thank you, Anne, for your inspiring words. As we move to the memorial portion of the program today, I'd like to thank all of you for sending in the names and photos of your loved ones for this celebration of life. Today we honor and remember them, and in their memory we strive each day for a world free of ALS. A special thank you to Cantor Adam Kahan, who lost his father Barry to ALS nearly 2 years ago. He recorded the beautiful music for today's memorial service. I'll now turn the program back over to Anne for our virtual candle lighting ceremony and the reading of the poem, We Remember Them.
In the rising of the sun and in its going down,
We remember them.
In the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter,
We remember them.
in the opening of buds and in the rebirth of spring,
We remember them.
in the blueness of the sky and in the warmth of the summer,
We remember them.
in the rustling of leaves and in the beauty of autumn,
We remember them.
in the beginning of the year and when it ends,
We remember them.
When we are weary and in need of strength,
We remember them.
when we are lost and sick at heart,
We remember them.
when we have joys we yearn to share,
We remember them.
so long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now part of us.
As we remember them.
There are stars up above, so far away we only see their lights. Long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember. These are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember as we live our days. These are the ways we remember.